Hey guys, what's up? It's been a while, I know. And I told you I wouldn't be able to get back to you until after the inauguration. But I am here. So, um, what's been going on since I've been gone? I hope you guys have all been blessed and you're turning over new leaves and remembering that in 2013 things are going to start to turn around in your favor. But you got to claim it. And we talked about that before. So, I met a lot of great new people over the past few weeks, at the beginning of the year, and it's been really, really interesting. Um, I've also lost some people over the last few weeks, and that too has been interesting. But I think it all, for one, shows growth, and growth is is one of those more important qualities and things that need to happen. So with that, realizing that some people in your life have seasons. Some people have short seasons. Some people have long-term seasons, and a lifetime seasons actually. And I think it's really important that you don't mix seasonal people with lifetime expectations, because when you do that, things can go haywire and not for your benefit. So keep that in mind. Um, with that, I wanted to talk a little bit about forgiveness and grace and what they mean to you, the individual. First of all, I need you to understand that your walk with Christ is your walk with Christ. Don't allow someone to dictate how they think you should walk with Christ if you have a daily communication with your Father in heaven yourself. Um, I said the word shit today in front of a man whom I work for, and he immediately stopped the whole conversation. We were talking about radios, and he said, "Man, how can you say you love God if you swear?" And I said, "I'm sorry. I didn't mean to swear. It was just a force of habit that I probably should break." He was like, "Don't you know that you don't love Christ? You think you do, but you don't." And I had to kind of correct him there. Number one, he's not me. Now, his walk and his way of life may have presented him different things, but mine presented me different things. And you can't tell me that because I said shit that I don't love Christ, nor do I respect him, nor do I know who he is, because that would all be a lie. Because I know who he is to me, and my relationship with him tells me that. So, I mean, that's no different, in my opinion, than, someone who it's a sin for to eat a certain type of meat, and it's not a sin for you to eat a certain type of meat. Whether it be, you can't eat unleavened bread, or you can eat leavened bread, or, you can drink alcohol, or you can't. The Bible talks about temptation and things like that, when a man is drawn out of his own lust, so that makes it a problem for you, but it doesn't make it a problem for me. So maybe before he was saved, like, he swore all the time. So for him, it's just something that he cannot do. And he must say, I don't know, for example, 20 Hail Marys once he do it. That's up to him. That doesn't make it necessarily the same for me. So if you find that happening in your life, I'm not telling you that you have a coupon to sin, because that's not what I'm saying at all. But I want you to know that your walk with Christ, your personal walk with Christ, and your daily communicating with him, hopefully, will let you know what it is you can do and what you can't do, what you should do and what you should not do. And also remembering that whom much is given, much is required. So when more responsibility is bestowed upon you, there are going to be some things that you do have to change daily, but also work on them. I need you to realize that once you accept Christ into your heart, that doesn't mean that tomorrow, bam, everything has to change and stop, and you're going to be able to stop doing everything that you were doing instantly. Now, am I telling you that that's not possible? No, I'm not. But I am telling you that it is not unusual for that to be a gradual process. Being a newborn Christian is just like being a newborn baby. You have to progress in that. We have a crawl, walk, run method. So the faith of a newborn believer, although it's hot and it's zealous and it's on fire and it's, you think it's the biggest thing ever and they do great things, versus someone who's been in the the relationship with Christ over a longevity of time, their faith is more, it's been tried a lot harder. So it's more experienced. So it's honed a little better. Doesn't make it any less significant than a new person, but it's just been honed a lot better. So anyway, with that, when you find yourself maybe doing something, outside of your new norm when it comes to Christ, we have, forgiveness, and we have the ability to ask for forgiveness, but God's grace covers us through that. So understand that once He knows your heart, and His grace will be sufficient to you. Also realizing that grace being sufficient is not only for you, but also for the grace that is sufficient enough for you might not be sufficient enough for another person. But God's grace is sufficient. So He gives that grace according to those individuals. And in knowing so, don't be upset, just like God's favor. The favor that God has for you might not be the same favor that God has for someone else. And then knowing that, don't be jealous of what you do get and what you don't get. Because what's given to you is proportion from God for you, and you need to learn to be thankful in that. Lastly, write it down. That's just simply it. Write it down. If you have a plan or a goal or something that you need, that you want to ascertain in your life, you need to write it down. Why? Write it down makes it tangible. And I learned that from someone I met within the past few weeks, and it was very interesting for me. It was very revealing, and I'd heard it before, but when I saw it put into practice, I thought, wow, why haven't I done this already? So it was later confirmed by another person, actually on the radio, Steve Harvey. He was talking about it today. Listen, all of these successful people, they all start with a dream or an idea, and the most important thing is, how do you start to carry it out? Put it on paper. So I challenge you to keep that in your mind. You want something new in this new life, whether it be a new relationship this new year, whether it be a relationship, whether it be a new financial goal, whether it be a new social status, whatever it is, I challenge you to write it down first, because writing it down is planting a seed. And then the things that you do will water it, and God will give the increase as long as it's according to His will. So keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, when you're writing down whatever it is that you think or whatever it is that you want, because Christ will give you the desires of your heart, but you have to work for them. So I challenge you, write them down, figure out what it is that you need to do to accomplish those, and just align your faith to God's will, and I promise everything's going to work out for your benefit. Until next time.